Welcome to some One Piece action. Okay, so here's the deck list for the deck. It runs pretty well in my personal opinion. The, of course, there's probably always room for improvement. I'm sure there's a mind out there that can take this deck to the next level. But this is what we came up with so far. Uh, yeah, I want to say with especially if you look at like all the videos we did on this deck, that the play is like, well, Kaido Lin, in my experience, is a super good card when you can play it. You know what I'm saying? When you can play it, it's like a super good card. I get that it's hard to execute because you got to make it to the 10 Don state. It has to stay on the board, and then you have to blow up 10 Don. So it's not for every deck. But if a deck can deal with the loss of Don like that, then it could probably work really well. And so, but just the card alone is so strong. 12k swing, blows up the entire board, burns a life, gains a life, and then you're swinging for 12, which your opponent has to either take another life or defend out of it. And if they tend to defend out of it, they lose so many resources that they cannot stay in the game. They pretty much just lost. So with this combo play, right? Yeah, because usually, what other deck? Yeah, usually when somebody or us is playing Kaido Lin, there's usually some sort of combo potential, right? Like if you're playing Lim, you blow up the board, but you got Robin there protecting your card. So guess what? Your board is still full. If you're going with Robin, you're probably already burnt their life with cards, and then you have that Basil Hawkins play. He gets chucked. More life cards get burnt. So with this, we drop down our 10 drop. Ooh, Onigashima. We drop down our 10 drop and we eat the 7 Dawn. We eat the 7 Dawn that burns one. Then we play Black Maria the next turn. Because we will be at 3, you're at 10. You eat this, you eat the 7. You have 3 left. The next turn, you'll be at 5. Play Black Maria. You still got 2 Dawn up. You could probably just swing for 7 real quick, and then you just blow up the board. You blow up the board, and yeah, your opponent has to deal with that. So you burnt life with leader ability. You burnt life with Kaido Lin, so that's 2 life cards, and then you're swinging for 12. So consistently, you get rid of about 3 life cards. Because relatively consistently, you're getting rid of about 3 life cards. So it's like, think about that. Either you have lethal when the opponent is at 2 to 3, right? Or you just put them in the guarantee they're gonna lose next turn game state, essentially. But I ain't gonna lie, this is looking nuts. We only got 1 life card. We're swinging. We do have a lot of defense though. So maybe that's what we're looking at. So we play that and we don't use leader ability. That's very interesting. I'm not too sure why. I'm actually not too sure why we chose not to use leader ability. I'm confused. I figured we would use leader ability, burn that last life, and then we threaten lethal next turn, to be honest. Okay, so they got about 4 characters they can actually attack with. Okay, we get a little Hell Meppo play. Are they going to try to take Kaido Lin off the board? Because that's a mistake. You got to swing over a 12. Okay, this kind of changes things a little bit. They're pulling down our power. And they gave it to Hell Meppo. Okay, let that go for free. Not too sure about the decision making. They're probably realizing they can't capitalize too well right now. Well, for the most part, we just gotta play defense and make sure we survive. We only got 1 life card. Yeah, the thing I'm like really confused at, I ain't gonna lie to you, is that why didn't we just use the leader ability? Because we kind of threatened lethal. We literally would have threatened lethal, so I'm confused. Oh, attack for 7. Couldn't we have just 2k 1k? I really think we could have just 2k 1k instead of using the 0 event. They're really debating. They want to add 2. They want to add 2 to the Kobe and swing. Oh, we lost more power. Yeah, just 2 2Ks. Yup. I ain't gonna lie, to their credit, how the heck would we have that much? Okay, well, the fun part is because we do have lots of Don to play with. Now we could have still essentially did a lot of these plays. Well, this is like a roundabout way, I guess. A roundabout way of I don't know. I'm just gonna assume this is all misplays right now. Oh, understandable. Because yeah, the board gets blown up. We have 2 life cards. We actually have some 2Ks in hand. And technically, we would have been able to just use the ability again. If they were even able to counter out of that 12k swing. I didn't count the cards, but Kaido Lin in itself is just so devastating. Ooh, we are opening up with a stage. Yeah, like I said, Kaido Lin is just so devastating. So even though that, I ain't gonna lie, that Kobe gameplay was a little wonky, but it all still worked out anyway. So the benefit of Onigashima, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but like work with me here. We do our setup, right? We eat the 7, we use Onigashima, we have 4 Don for the next turn. Well, we have 4 Don currently, and then the next turn will be at 6. So 6 Don to play with. We dedicate 3 of those Don to Black Maria traditionally, but for the most part, if you got events you can play, like the search event, if you, I don't know, want to, let me think. Oh yeah, add 3 Don to Kaido, swing with 3 first, and then use, it just gives you an extra Don to do things with. Now, in this matchup, we have to deal with that little stupid beige card. So that's the hurtful part about all this. Oh, we took. I would have just chucked the 2K. Oh, I would have used the leader ability first, because essentially you might give them that card. They should just block. Okay, that worked out. Yeah, because Bonnie essentially could have froze the Dawn card. That's why. And that would have made things a little annoying. Oh no, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. We have 4. So if they froze a Dawn, and then we next turn we're gonna have 3, is what I'm trying to say. We'll be okay. Oh, there that goes. Yeah, I'll get another 2K. Alright, so beige makes things tricky. Yeah, I would counter out of that. Well, we have the event to get rid of beige himself. Me personally, I'm not gonna blow up the board and give them 1, 2, 3, 4 life cards. That's a little insane. Yeah, that's a little insane. Now, granted, if we're lucky, especially if they don't have board removal, we could probably just keep using leader ability like every turn and just start burning all those life cards, right? But no, that would just be such a hill to climb back from, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that would be such a hill to climb back. I mean, we would burn, so they'll be at 6 life cards. Yeah, I think that's better. I agree with that. Gain a rested Dawn. Ooh. Okay, that worked out. We end up cycling nothing really. We just top deck and chuck the card we top decked. I'll do a poke because they swung with their law. Okay, they counter out. Yeah, I would attack the blocker. I would attack the blocker. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks next turn. We got 1 blocker, but essentially they got 4 attacks next turn. So to reduce the risk of them, catching lethal on us, we probably should just... They can't protect that blocker. We could punch it. I think we have enough to protect Kaido Lin if we was to swing. Then again, I don't know the board removal available. Like, I don't know what they would play. So if they was to remove Arshiki and then Dawn stack and swing, that might be dangerous. But we can do 3k, 5k, 6, 7 comfortably. I don't know. Maybe it would have been good. Maybe we probably would have been good. So yeah, this still looks scary because essentially, if they are worried about us blowing up the board, they're probably going to attack with everything. So we got to make sure we can survive this. We have to survive 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. Oh my god. So they had the Hody Jones. They had the Hody Jones, which is very life-threatening. So now it would have been even better to attack that law. And oh my, and they're putting Dawn to swing with their blocker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. This is low-key disgusting. Yeah, we have to. Okay. And then they got 3 attacks left. Well, they ate up all their Dons, so technically we can... Oh, we took. Why didn't we 3k event that? Oh my god. We could have 3k'd event that one, then took life, I mean, hey, it would have saved us an extra card at the end of the day. It would have saved us a card. Oh, they type GG. Okay, so because they realize it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, it still worked out for us in the end. You know what's funny? Technically, we can... Okay, that's smart. Okay, technically, we could burn the life, swing for 12, and then put 3 down and swing for 8. What are we doing? Why are we doing that? Why would we do that? Why would we do that? Oh my god. Okay. I felt like we flirted with danger there real quick. I ain't gonna lie to you. But we still got the W. Oh my god. That was like... that was like a little dangerous. We literally could have just... leader ability, 12k swing, or not even. We could just do 15k swing and then a 5 swing. So, the boogeyman of the meta. We don't have Onigashima, so hold this 8k swing. So their board removal is effective against us, but it also doesn't help them that well. Outside of having, obviously, Red Rock, of course, and Gravity Tiger. Okay, I can't forget about those. But, you know, their set play is always to use that Big Mom. So if they wanted to use the Big Mom against us and just give us life cards, it's going to help us stall out, to be honest. And then, of course, it would be obnoxious, right? They're trying to gain life with Big Mom, and we could just burn it. Oh. Hey, sometimes Bon Clay's benefit is cannon fodder. Fodder. Yeah, my bad. Cannon fodder. What are we at? 8. What are they at? They're at 8. We can actually do a Black Maria now, believe it or not. How do we want to set up? We probably should set up as nice as possible. We're at 8, so we can swing for 6 and play a blocker and a Black Maria. Come on, do it. What? Do they protect? Do they feel comfortable? Okay. Okay, I see what... Okay. I mean, granted, you know, what I was thinking is we can just do the Black Maria plays, blah, blah, blah. Have it already on the board. Just keep, you know... we could get it like twice in a row. Yep, 10 drop. Leader ability. I'm not leader ability. Yeah, leader ability. Ugh, my bad. I'm stumbling over here. So leader ability. Now they probably understand the danger that they're in. If they was to even play a Big Mom, it won't help them. You see how this works? They're in danger. And we still got a blocker. So if they try to answer our Kaido Lin, we got our blocker who can help us ramp. But if we had played Black Maria instead of swinging for 9, we could have swung for 6. And Black Maria would be on the board and would have just gave us our Dawn back. So we could be at 10 again. So yeah, it would just give us more options. We could probably block now. There it goes. Okay, cool. Because there's no need to like... Ah, interesting. They went for Big Mom. Well, that ate up all their Dawn. So essentially, you know what we can do safely. We probably can... Yeah, we probably can swing first. Wait. Okay. Because this is very telling. That's why. I was going to say we could probably... Yeah, swing first. Force them to do something. Then go for the blow-up play. Okay, that still ended up forcing them to do something. Okay, that all worked out. Now, sadly, we don't have an Onigashima, and we don't... Oh! They just said F that. Well, OG. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this, please share and make a request in the comments. We'll do whatever leader y'all want.